All right, guys, well, the first battleground of this matchup will be Tomb of the Spider Queen, so it's going to be all about being in your opponent's face. There's a lot of ways to draft around here, and they're immediately shutting down the Arthas with a ban.
We've seen the meta develop a lot more this weekend. Before this weekend happened, the priority is on Lyric Johanna. Right now, Arthur, Zeratul, they seem to tell an even bigger story on Tomb of the Spider Queen. Lyric Johanna, they're probably going to split sides right here, but we know for sure this is a small battleground. The skirmishes, the rotation, the movement is very important. You can see Glaurung's just pumped out right now.
He's so ready to go, and so is the rest of his team. They definitely want to be there to help him and pulling out the amazing compositions that they've been pulling out the entire weekend. However, they will be going for a warrior here, picking up Leoric. Now, Cloud9 on their side, they have stated already before that they believe Uther is one of those heroes that you just have to pick up if you get the chance, and they might pick him up here as a first or second pick.
I just want to take a moment to appreciate the facial ability to watch the players, right? We see Glaurung with that big smile on him. That's showing confidence for that team. They're feeling good. They're joking, saying, you know what? This draft is going to go our way. We're going to have a great time with Tomb of the Spider Queen, and we will qualify for BlizzCon.
We just saw Dungtrain meditate right there. He's bringing the choo-choo train. Look at him. Very, very inspiring right now. We also could see a possible Uther, or maybe he's just deciding, but we know Uther is a tier 1 pick, and I want to see Johanna as well. Cloud9, they're known to run Abathur. That's something that's really important to note for both of these teams. We don't know whether Cloud9 is going to part that one, or Cognitive is going to have that, but Uther will be the first pick for Cloud9.
And rightfully so. Dungtrain is one of the best Uthers in all of North America because of his positioning. He's always in an area where he can at least hit one of 3 teammates, right? He's always there for the supporting, he's always there for the helping. He's also very, very good at walking up and getting the front line if he needs to. Here's a follow-up into Kael'thas here, and K1 Pro can be an amazing Kael'thas player if they give it to him.
Well, you think about this battleground and the importance of lane clear. Kael'thas is phenomenal for that, especially once you get Chain Bomb at level 13. Very strong talent to have.
Kael'thas also provides some flexibility going through this game. If Cognitive goes full on Illidan, that fiery meatball pyroblast, that's going to come your way with some spaghettis. I don't know if Cognitive is ready for that.
Yeah, we've been seeing a lot of Pyroblasts lately, also against Jaina's, just to force them into going in for the Ice Block. If they have to get the Ice Block, they don't get Ice Lands, or don't get the extra abilities they can pull off at level 13 instead. And there's actually the Jaina pick right away, so we'll see if Cloud9 will pick up that Pyroblast. And of course, their third pick could be coming up pretty soon. Do you hold off on support though? Cloud9 already has Uther. You could potentially pick up another Warrior here, or maybe another Damage Assassin.
I just think get more of your beef of your composition right now. I mean, the support, they already have Uther, like you mentioned, so I don't see a big prioritization of getting Rhaegar or Malfurion, Kerosene, whatever they want to go for. I like the idea of picking up another big warrior now, right? Muradin's on the table. Johanna, very popular. Johanna plus Leoric with that Jaina, a very strong composition, and that's exactly what they do.
They got both of those wave clear warriors on Cognitive. Arthas is out. Cloud9, if they really want a warrior, they have to rely on the stuff like you're looking at Anubarak, they're looking at Tyrael and Rexxar probably, but we're going to see Abathur getting banned out.
They're getting banned out, you're right. They do not want to deal with that on this battleground. Tomb of the Spider Queen can be a battleground that if you get ahead, Avatar can really start to be a pain because the maps are so small in terms of how far the Locusts have to push. So looking at the third and fourth pick, Toronto actually has been banned. Cloud9, what are you going to pick up here?
We've got some really good options. Cloud9, they definitely need some warrior. Muradin's a pretty good hero here because this is a small battleground. Rotations are important. You're looking for some lockdowns. And there we go, Muradin for Cloud9. We're also looking at yet another damage dealer. They can also go for more bruiser-centric Sonya picks. I mean, there's still a lot of options here, but we're looking at absolute good control. Vala will be the range damage dealer to tag along with Kael'thas. That's going to set up really well.
Yeah, I like leaving the last pick's reactionary, right? They have a lot of damage. They've got the one frontliner, but if they deem it necessary to have 2 in the front line versus the composition of Cognitive, which already does have the Leoric and Johanna, it's a very smart pickup to go for that range assassin first. Waving to their fans, look at Cognitive, they're feeling good about this match.
Speaking of Cog, looking at their potential to pick up a support here as they have to get their 4th and 5th pick, they've actually put a lot of value into Tassadar this entire weekend, and Slime has been playing them very well, but it looks like Brightwing will be the choice here for Cog on Tomb of the Spider Queen, so that means they have a melee assassin probably getting picked up. What do you think? Maybe Illidan? Maybe Kerrigan?
It's tough to say here. Now, this is actually a smaller battleground. Tomb of the Spider Queen, and Brightwing is generally known for the phase shift, right? To be able to teleport across the map, but you can never deny the power of Polymorph, shutting down the big heal. If they think they have a takedown capability, if you Polymorph Uther, he cannot throw out that Divine Shield. So it's a really cool just game of chess trying to be in position to do that at the right points in time.
Brightwing was played by Cognitive yesterday, but here we go. Kerrigan is going to be Millie Assassin for Glarang. I mean, Iacona, he played a fantastic Brightwing yesterday. He got to the extent he got banned out, and he was so proud of it. He was telling me non-stop all night.
That's because he knows how to control the map with the ability of the global presence, and also he's always there for his teammate, always hopping in right when they need to, always when they get down to less than a quarter health. They grab the talents to grab a shield when he teleports in. So Iacona is someone that you will keep an eye on for this game. Now Cloud9 on their side has one slot to pick up here. What are you thinking, Babel?
I'm thinking it has to be a warrior. They need to shut out a Kerrigan. Kerrigan, if she leaves on Kael'thas, it's over, and it's Sonya!
There we go. Nice. The damage can be brought in. You can also shut down Kerrigan if you're able to land in before she actually puts out the combo down. So great pickup, and Cloud9 has a very strong composition heading into this game.
You know, iDream's going to have to be very careful playing Sonya in this matchup when you consider the number of stuns that do exist on the opponent's team, right? Whirlwind suffers from being hit by the Kerrigan combo. Brightwing and the Polymorph can stun that as well, so it's going to be very crucial for Sonya to be careful in this matchup.
It's a question of Murden and Sonya both going in, though. You only have one polymorph, right? And you only have a combo if those two split out that can only hit one of them. So Murden and Sonya gives some flexibility here for Cloud9, for Vala and Kael'thas to follow up wherever Uther may be and really apply that damage where they need to. So I actually like the combination of Murden and Sonya. It's because they're a killer combo and you have to deal with them.
Yeah, there's a lot of lockdown on the side of Cloud9, Cognitive as well. In fact, Warrior versus Warrior, I do believe there's more stuns on the side of Cloud9, and we are ready. Before that, we would like to thank our sponsors, Gigabyte, NVIDIA, and Totino's Pizarros for the support in bringing you the Heroes of the Storm America's Championship.
But without further delay, I think we are ready to roll here for the first game of this matchup. The team that advances here will qualify to compete in BlizzCon 2015.
All right, here we go. You know this team, Cognitive, Glarang will be on the Kerrigan, Iacona on the Brightwing, Silo, your Johanna. We also got Hospital playing as Leoric, and IB Slime playing as Jaina. This is on the blue team, Cognitive Gaming.
All right, guys, well, on the right side, that is Cloud9. And we'll have Dump Train on Uther, King Caffeine playing as Murden, Fan on Vala, going to be K1 Pro on the Kael'thas and iDream. Known for that Sonya over the last few weeks, applying the massive damage, the slam build, picking up Wrath, or heroically, a very diverse playstyle we see out of his Sonya.
This is a really good battleground for Kerrigan. We're looking at some good lockdowns, you're looking at some good damage. Jaina to finish up the takedown as well. And here we go, Silo, mid lane clear on the wave already. In fact, this is how strong those wave clear tanks are in the set of Cognitive Gaming. For Cloud9, they back up, but the rotation has already started.
Yeah, I mean, really, it's just all about having the map control. Now, there's a lot of different ways to approach Tomb of the Spider Queen. You can actually be a little bit more passive, let your lanes push out so it's a little bit safer to collect the gems, and that's kind of what you're seeing here. Cloud9 lets that lane move in because they're worried about that early game threat that exists with the rotations of Kerrigan.
There we go. We have a Stumble connecting a Silo. Nothing really special right there. In terms of talent options, it seems to be pretty okay on both sides. We got an undecided talent on Kael'thas actually.
That's actually rather interesting to see that happen. I mean, generally you'll see the additional mana, right? You want to have that additional mana so your shields are stronger later in the draft. But Kael'thas, he's really thinking about it in this game. He does go for it.
Right, and level 2 both sides, almost 2 minutes up here. And both teams are just rotating right now. They're just waiting some time to move around a little bit. In terms of applying lane pressure, I do believe Cognitive is doing that pretty well. They got a Brightwing on the bottom side of this lane. That's going to help them a lot. And against Brightwing is the Vala. Vala definitely will win that lane. But if she overextends, you have a Kerrigan on your tailcoat.
Yeah, you do have to be careful when these rotations are so very dangerous on Tomb of the Spider Queen. Both teams pretty much staying even in terms of the gem count, just playing passively. 10 have been turned in so far by Cognitive, and they're just controlling that point a little bit better because of their stronger early game.
And that take spawn's going to help Johanna clear the lane. Lyric, well, he doesn't really need a talent to do that. But we've got Kael'thas picking up mana addict as well. That's going to help with those mana points. And we've got also a bit of a rotation now from Cognitive, picking up some gems.
Yeah, and they've got quite a few of them. They're slowly but surely pushing their way towards that first summon on the Web Weavers and pushing up these lanes. The fact that Cloud9 is kind of conceding the presence on the lanes to collect their gems safely means their towers will slowly run out of ammunition. That's a nice advantage that Cognitive can look to abuse.
Right, and you can also see Vala going for the Q build here. That is going to be Hungering Arrow build. That looks to be pretty okay. Another win on Kael'thas. That's going to help with the speed and range a little bit by 30%, I believe. And right now, Cloud9 just setting up the stage. We got both sides not really committing to any form of hard engage. You still have a bit of rotation both sides. That's kind of like a nice little jazz dance right now.
Yeah, just dancing around each other. But the first turn in here on the side of Cloud9, getting 12 gems. Turned in right now, but a lot of aggression here in the top portion of the battleground. Glauro, very low, the rotation scoreboard not there, but the slam from iDream does get the first kill of the game.
Oh, this is painful. Ivy Slime is the next to go down. Hospital will also pick up the kill does, but the damage has been done. 2 more in exchange. Cloud9 comes up on top of that engagement.
And now Cloud9 has a chance to get some more gems on the charts. Going to even things out quite a bit. Silo just a moment too late to interrupt that channel.
All right, level 5 both sides, 3 minutes, 30 seconds. This is a close one. Both teams, they really want to go to BlizzCon. A lot more is at stake there. That is the brightest stage that they want to play on. And this series, it's all going to come to this.
That's the dream, right? To compete at the largest stage possible for the game. This is the first real BlizzCon for Heroes of the Storm, and it will go down in history.
Yep, we got Jaina Kerrigan in mid lane doing a bit of a nice ambush party here. K1 Pro playing very safe, very close to his gate. Dung Train lands a good stun. Caffeine follows it up, and a very left will connect. And Glauro again with the Ravage. He pulls back out. He's going to be okay in a nick of time.
What a beautiful escape! But the Ancient Spear does connect, and the takedown is there. Cloud9 has the White Rivers marching on in, and with that takedown, they can apply quite a bit of pressure.
While Sonya appears, and she goes in Ancient Spear, really nicely done by iDream, crushing Cognitive's Glauro. There's nothing they could have done there.
Okay, well, the Web Weavers have arrived here to the center of the battleground. Cloud9 sitting just ahead of experience with the level 7 talent advantage.
Yeah, we also have Uther going for a very nice utility cleanser. That's really important against Kerrigan's Impaling Blade because you don't want the lockdown to exist for too long. And here we go, even level talent here. Glauro jumping off Fan,
nice,
but the combo not connecting. Nice side step, Fan's gonna be all right. And we have a bit of those crossbow actions from Vala.
Yeah, just really nicely done. And Venom still doing a lot of damage though. Kerrigan does have that early game threat, but Venom is a longer cooldown. We see a lot of damage being applied to Brightwing. Does manage to survive the flame strike of Kale Fox, but iDream not going to be so lucky here in the bottom lane. Aegis Spear trying to escape, but just too much damage available.
Sonya goes down just like that. We see a bit of a bottom lane aggression from Cloud9. The Web Weaver will go down. Cognitive with a bit of an ambush party from behind. Glauro getting some shield. They haven't decided who they want. Again, the combo misses Caffeine. He has to be safe here. We see a bit of a crossbow from Ivy Slime, and that's going to be about it.
You can see how focused these players are right now. The number of combos that have been dodged is just excellent. There's so much on the line. Cloud9 is playing great, but Cognitive, they're really not that far behind in XP.
Yeah, it has to land. It has to be up to about a combo to land really nicely for Glauro to be effective here in this game. If it doesn't connect on those primal grabs as well as Impaling Blade, there's nothing Kerrigan can really do with those right-click damage as well. And this is where we have the blue Web Weavers coming up for Cognitive Gaming, an opportunity for them for a possible team fight and then to push the forwards.
Yeah, Johanna able to turn in those final 10 gems in that spot. Now they can look to bring the pain to Cloud9. Immediately they're diving forward, but Fan with the masterful jukes here in the top lane.
Yeah, we have Glauro, big save by Iacona, Web Weaver plowing down the lane. Cloud9, 4 of their members are right here. But below we got a bit of a showdown between Hospital and Caffeine. They're all gonna be fine. So far, half a level lead for Cloud9.
Just great awareness of the location of Cognitive right now. They're rotating down, taking out the Webbers as fast as they can, but Cog will quickly catch up in experience. Fan dives forward, but the Condemn holds him back in.
Great positioning there by Silo. It was a perfect setup. And here we go. Web Weaver at the mid lane will go down. Web Weaver at the bottom lane looks to be pretty okay, but the top lane's already gone. Hospital here with the slow on iDream on the skeleton swing. There's not enough damage to take him out.
Yeah, but the Web Weaver in this bottom lane is still alive, and Glauro flanks from the bottom. A lot of damage from that Blizzard, and another takedown currently 4-3 in favor of Cognitive, who now have their level 10 heroics.
Glauro's getting warmed up. He knows how to land those combos. We got the fort perfectly safe, but the front structures are gone, the tower's gone, the gate's gone, and we have level 10 on both sides. Heroics have been picked up. It is going to be Maelstrom as well. There's a very standard set of Heroics for Cognitive, Water Elemental, Blink Heal, and you also got Blast Shield, March of Black King for Cloud9. He looks to be very standard as well. Nothing really surprising, going for up of the Berserker and what looks like a Phoenix.
So for here in Tomb of the Spider Queen, one of the coolest things about this battleground is the number of places that you can hide, and that's exactly what Glauro is doing. He's lurking in the shadows, and the moment that you step out of line, he's going to find you. We saw in that situation, the assassin was sitting by their fort. You're not safe anywhere in Tomb of the Spider Queen.
You're not. This is a scary battleground. Spiders, I fear them the most, man. We're looking at a level 10 and a second match of Web Weaver back-to-back push from Cognitive Gaming. Cloud9 They have to be very careful here. They decide to address the top Web Weaver first. A bit of a rotation to the mid lane. But Cognitive, another setup here. Probably looking for a good gank. We'll see.
Yeah, if anyone roams after that bottom lane, they're going to be in for a terrible, terrible treat that is known as the Cognitive Party Bush. But right now, Cog is just getting all the split push. They have Brightwing with the mobility there in the bottom lane, pushing and soaking the experience, and they're just slowly starting to push forward ahead in experience over Cloud9.
Yeah, and we got the Web Weaver at the bottom lane. And this is a nice setup here. You just got Iacona and Cloud9. Oh, iDream spots out Glaurung. The bait is real. There goes the shield. And Sonya behind. Saved by the Vine Shield. The Strength comes in. Hospital goes in for more damage. And it seems like Fala will go up as that trade in a lot of trouble. Cognitive set this up really well. 2 for 1 so far. iDream with the whirlwind. Cybertron damage and Mother Blacking not only effective at Cloud9. They're in a lot of trouble. 23 gems. They're going to lose it. And it's a disaster.
Absolutely brilliant play by Cognitive. Fighting in these close quarters when you have Johanna, Leoric, and Kerrigan is the absolute best situation, and that's why they forced the fight there. Like you mentioned, they use Brightwing to bait them into that position, the master bait, if you will, and they just flank them, blowing them up so quickly.
We got Muradin. Glaurung with the rail in. The combo is real. 30 gem on this one. They want that Cappy to wear them. Can they do it? Yes, the gems on the ground.
So many gems lost there. We're going to see Dunktrain able to pick those up before they do expire into oblivion. But right now, Cognitive is just on absolute fire.
We have to thank Dunktrain right there. He just saved the diamond market. This is really awesome. And we have like 11 versus 13. 2-level lead for Cognitive. They're looking very strong. They got the bottom fort addressed already. We have more to see from Cloud9.
Yeah, they're looking for the triple turn in here, right? They're very close. They only need about 25 more gems before they have yet another summon on the Web Weavers. And since Cloud9 keeps falling in battle, they're losing quite a few gems. Like you mentioned, Dunktrain able to recollect a bunch of those when they fell after that takedown. But Cognitive, they're not letting up the aggression, just picking up the mercenary camps, then they're going to put the pain back on.
We've seen some good combos from Kerrigan so far. And now both teams deciding to rotate to take up the Bruiser camp. We don't know if Cognitive is going to be able to address this one. They don't have enough gems. They have to collect them a little bit more, but the lanes are all pushed out, and that could be a bit of a problem for them. They will not collect until the lanes are being pushed back to the equilibrium right now. So they decided to go for this camps here. That's really good, but Cloud9, they know that they have a little bit of a moment here to get level 13, and they're just going to do that.
Okay, yeah, 13 is crucial for them to catch up on the talent tier, but only 10 more gems to secure that third summon in a row for Cognitive. Cloud9, they need 55 turns in total. We see Dunktrain sitting on more than 30 right now, but they find someone out of position. Polymorph is thrown out towards him. Just getting caffeine out in the last one, and he dodges the Stormbolt.
Yeah, Murdy jumping up the wall there is very classical. And Hospital with a bit of a rage walk. iDream, Ancient Spear, another slam, not even needed. Here we go, caffeine in the lockdown, but a polymorph by Iacona is going to take some time. Hospital still takes the fall.
The phase shift of Brightwing not quite enough to save him in that situation. Beautiful rotation. That's why we're starting to see Sonya pick up so much more. She's very strong against Leoric in particular.
And we have a bit of a turn in here. It is going to be enough. Level 13 on Cloud9. This is the third set of Web Weaver for Cognitive. The last time they destroyed the bottom lane. Here they're looking for yet another one. We got C-Shy pushing down the bottom lane. If ignored, it's going to be hammered. Here we go, engagement. Fight's going to happen. iDream with the whirlwind. Glaurung dropping, but the shield's going to happen as well. Glaurung still alive. Maelstrom's going to buy some more time, and he goes in, but will take the fall. Caffeine also is a bit of those heals. May not be enough, goes down. Morden is gone. Sonya's gone. And Cloud9, they end up on the losing side of this engagement. They have to pull back.
You know, Cognitive is just doing everything right now. We saw that takedown a bit earlier where it looked like Cloud9 finally had a break. That's when the Web Weaver summoned once again, forcing the engagement in the top lane in an instant. And again, Cognitive taking the advantage in the team fight, now level 16 to 14.
They did nothing for Brightwing, and Brightwing suddenly back in the meta. You see Iacona rocking the Brightwing really hard, being friends with everyone on his team, and it's really important. For Cloud9, you get a bit of a good damage, but Kel'Thas, level 13 has been reached. We're looking at some extra damage on that Living Bomb.
Yeah, it's starting to get a lot scarier here in this matchup. 16 to 14, you never want to fight in these situations. They don't really have a choice. Web Weaver's threatening, taking out so many of these back towers, which just propels Cognitive even further forward in the matchup. They've now gone back to base, restored their mana pools, gotten back to full health, and they're ready to fight once again.
They need level 16 first. We are going to see yet another sharp setup here. The ambush party. Cognitive, they're just bringing the party right now. And Cloud9, if they know they need to get level 16, they're staying away from the lanes that they're getting aggressively pushed out at the mid lane and bottom lane. So we have a bit of a rotation. And I don't think they can actually take this fight here. They want Talon down.
Yeah, they're looking to just force the positioning here on Cloud9. Now, Fan is actually staying strong in the top portion of the battleground. We just saw King Cappy a moment ago checking out the boss. They're like, where are they? What are they doing? Trying to get a boss? No, they're setting up for a party push. So Cloud9 is expecting this exactly, and they're just soaking as safely as possible.
So far, we've seen some really good plays from Cognitive, and the setup's been pretty good. We're looking at a zero control apart from Blast Shield. That's only going to be enough for March of the Black King, but still Jaina's been doing a lot of damage. We're looking at a very standard old school Jaina, going for a bit of that extra help there. And we have Old School Water Elemental coming in. I do believe it's going to be Numbing Plus as well.
I think you are correct with that. Well, we do see 16 just being reached here on the side of Cloud9, and this is when they're on that even talent footing. They're now going to be willing to take these team fights, but Cog is pushing into the bottom lane, and it looks like we have a bit of a pause.
Yeah, we have a bit of a pause in the middle of game number 1 between a Cognitive as well as Cloud9. It's intense, Jake. We're looking at one more team qualifying the BlizzCon. This is tricky.
This is a quite tricky situation right now because Cloud9, they do have level 16, but their keeps are starting to get rather exposed. We saw the Web Weavers really put that pressure on, taking down the walls, and now Cog marching down that bottom lane, looking to try to take out the first keep of the game. I think we're actually ready to roll again. The game is back on up, so let's get back on into the action.
All right, we see I Dream with the Ancient Spear, but not going to do any follow-up. Cloud9, they heal level 16, Arcane Barrier on Kilthas. That's going to buy even more time. And Stone Skin for that Sonya. This is so far pretty interesting to see.
Yeah, pretty interesting. Not too sure what's going on right now, guys. We're going to get it all sorted very quickly. But yeah, here in Tomb of the Spider Queen, Cognitive, they're coming out strong, right? This is a matchup where we expected, I think most people expected Cloud9 to have the decisive victory with 2-0. Going into this event, everyone's saying, Tempo Storm, Cloud9, they're the strongest team. The third place team we would expect to see, probably Complexity, not Cognitive. Not a single one of us commentators predicted Cognitive to be a team advancing to BlizzCon, but suddenly they're in the advantageous position here in game number 1 on Tomb of the Spider Queen.
I just have to say we're looking at Brightwing coming back into the meta so strong and so far only played by Cognitive. And that's something that most teams didn't expect to see this weekend. Iacona did a really good job against Relics there in the first series. But here we go. BlizzCon is at stake and game number 1 will continue. Cloud9, level 16, they're ready for a fight. And it seems like they have also a bit of extra gem on their hand. Just 22 more before they get the Web Weavers.
Okay, well, the Bruiser camp was picked up. Now, Cognitive, they conceded their position here, trying to push into that keep. They just backed on off. Cloud9 does defend all of their structures for now. Still a full level advantage on the side of Cognitive, who are starting to pick up some mercenary camps, like at the bottom Giants, and they're really just roaming around the map.
Right, and level 16 versus 17 so far.
It sounds like we're having some observer issues. That's one of the issues we're having right now. That's why the map is just kind of sitting here on the screen. Apologies for that, guys. We're trying to get it sorted the best we can.
And meanwhile, I can hear some engagement happening in the background. Game's still not paused yet. Both teams fighting. We've got Sonya jumping probably somewhere, landing some spear. And the seismic slam. Oh, actually, no. She's going to be okay. Oh, we're back in this game.
The mouse is working. Yes, we're back in. Oh, and we'll pause.
My face is on the screen. Oh, okay. Okay. We just heard information and update that we just got to pause.
Yep.
Because we're just too hands.
It just sounds like observer issues are happening. I don't know if it's a mouse being broken, maybe a keyboard died, using those wireless mice. That's pretty esports, man.
Yeah, I mean, casualties for sure this weekend. And that's the keyboard, that's the mouse. At the end of the day, the player's keyboard and mouse were fine. But the observer's one, it kind of like, ran out.
So just speaking on the topic of Brightwing, I was actually talking to your buddies over at Relics today, and we were talking about the Brightwing pickup and how interesting it really is. And it's actually an inspirational thing from Korea. Snake has been running this Brightwing style with Tassadar, but sometimes running without it. Peekaboo gives you so much vision. We talk about how powerful it is to have someone like Zagara on Tomb of the Spider Queen to grant your team that vision for the rotation, but Peekaboo, a very powerful talent that gives you a very similar aspect to that.
well, most players will not expect a Brightwing save. And now, when she uses her trait, she actually will also be able to just go in there and heal up a little bit with phase shift. That gives a little bit extra shield, and that's important to know because it keeps those melee assassins alive. It's instantaneous as well, and it's important because those melee assassins are often out of position. Now, if you realize in the last fight, Cloud9 have just been struggling to get their early game lead back. Sonya's going to be pretty awesome. She does have some good damage. We've seen iDream with some really good plays, but he just needs the team to come together, and that's something that's been missing. There's a lot of skirmishing from Cognitive. They take the fights that they want and they set up the ambush party really well, and that's pretty much what Cloud9's facing. It's a big problem for them.
Yeah, in the situations where there's not a lot of stuns around Sonya, she's doing critical damage to get the kills that Cloud9 really needs in this matchup. And honestly, I'm liking to pick up quite a bit, but I think we do have a preview that we can look at of Tempo Storm. We actually sat down with their team captain in this matchup. So let's take a look at the video here on the side for this team captain profile.
I definitely think my background in sports has influence on my position in gaming, let alone with like this team, just my drive for competition as a whole.
He's the kind of person where when something's off or when we need to figure something out, he makes sure we actually come up with an answer to it.
I was taught a lot in baseball, was my main sport, a lot about how you're part of something bigger than you. The most important thing for me, it's very important to understand your rotational advantage and disadvantages, and if you call inappropriately to siege on one half of the map while they're on another, and if they can out-siege you, which is common in this kind of meta right now, that's most important for me to make sure that my rotations and moments to siege are 100%.
Whenever there's something going on with the team and there's inner conflicts going on between people, he does a good job of just taking people aside and trying to work out the differences. He's been able to work through those kind of conflicts with the team, and that's really helped.
Sometimes you don't matter, it's what the group needs, and so putting that before yourself is something that's hard to do, but if everyone can put their ego aside, you will be better than everyone else around you.
Well, that's a look at Tempo Storm, the first team to qualify for BlizzCon here, and the opponent of the team that advances in this matchup. After some tech difficulties, it looks like we have it all resolved, so let's just get right back on into game number 1 here on Tomb of the Spider Queen.
All right, game 1. We'll continue where we just left it, and Cognitive versus Cloud9. This is it. I mean, the first game is very important, Tomb of the Spider Queen, and this is where you also see some fantastic rotation from Cognitive and Cloud9. What they want is just to maintain the level pressure, get a level 20, and get the advantageous position to go to BlizzCon.
Okay, all right, looks like we are potentially ready to roll. Not too sure. A lot of issues can happen here with Heroes of the Storm. Sometimes when a game has to pause like this, you never know what's going to happen. It could be the machine, it could be the game, it could be the mouse, it could be the keyboard. There's a lot of variables, and apparently moving my hands like this means different things.
No, you know what? I blame the Brightwing. Brightwing's just been really irritating this weekend. All of the plays could be, just nicely snibbling away at some of those wires background there. And it's irritating when you got so much friends in this area as well. We got a great crowd, by the way. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise. The competitors are on stage. They can hear the crowd to a certain extent. I mean, they can hear the cheers, they can hear the flappers. And that's something that they got going for them. Level 16 versus level 18, by the way. Cloud9 is on a bit of a level deficit compared against Cognitive. But both teams, they want the first game to set the tone straight for this qualifying match.
Speaking of Cognitive, let's take a look at their team captain video because they are doing phenomenally in this first game versus Cloud9.
What he really brings to the team is outside of game. Basically between scrims, like during like a relax time, kind of helps to push us along and make sure that we're ready to scrim or if we need a break.
I was actually the captain before I stepped down 3 months ago, so I kind of gave that role over to him because he's been a good friend of mine since I've been in the competitive scene. He's a great player, he's a really good guy, and he has a lot of great traits. Like, he always keeps us in focus. Even when we're having troubles focusing in scrims or some of us are maybe tilting a little bit, he always tries to get us back on track and says the things that make us rally as a group and get back to playing the way we should be playing.
The thing that I'm most focused on is keeping everyone prepared for our first game. We are like ready to go, but I know that we'll need a little bit of a shove, a little bit of a kick to really keep us focused and keep us there practicing. That's what'll get us there to that first place finish.
All right, guys. Well, that's a closer look at Cognitive, currently sitting up 2 levels in the first game of this matchup.
They're looking really strong and positive that they can take this game. Cloud9 is on recovery mode right now. They just hit level 16. Arcane Barrier and Kel'Thas is going to be very important. The thing is they got so much lockdown, and that is in the form of Gravity Labs. They're looking at Stompbolt from Muradin, and even Sonic of Ancient Spear, and also Damage. And here we go. The game is finally continued.
Yeah. All right, guys, the game is back in running here. Level 17 about to be reached, so it's even talent footing for Cog and Cloud9, but Cognitive definitely in the better position. Look at the forts. No forts remain for Cloud9. Cognitive still sitting in all 3 of their own.
And the keeps is still fine, but the bottom kit is gone, and the bottom keep is also at just about 40% HP. Now this means that Cognitive, they take a good fight, they can end this game right here. 16 minutes in. Cognitive, they're not going for boss. That's a little bit of a weird strategy, but Jake, I think we all know why. You know, that's the throw pit.
The throw pit, man. It's so risky. When you're ahead, just play safe, stick to your guns. There's no reason to take an unnecessary risk like the boss in this situation.
Yeah, all they need to do is just maintain the lane pressure. Caffeine lands a good Stompbolt. And Hospital is also going to man up right here. Glaurung has a very cute bat with a fantastic hair, by the way. He's now looking for the jump in, but Caffeine's not his target. And this is just really patient from Glaurung. He knows not to overextend. It's a very changed behavior from August.
Yeah, I have to agree with that because it's so smart to see Glaurung just learning how to be a little bit more hesitant when diving into the situations. If you dive in, miss your combo, you're actually going to fall in combat.
Yeah, they just installed the function of fear in Glaurung, and that's pretty good for him. And here we go.
Just Spear on the Ivy Slide, forcing out the Ice Block. So much damage was done.
The Ice Block is not going to save her. Jaina goes down first. Wowen with the Divine Shield. Dream punishing Cognitive. Hospital goes down, and 3 targets of Cognitive goes down. The level lead is completely raised.
And suddenly Cloud9 is back in this. They are marching up towards that boss with those 3 heroes down, and iDream is going to start working on it.
Yeah, 1v1, 2v1. The boss is getting angry, but Cloud9, they are ready. Maybe that pause was what all they needed so far. A bit of a breather. We saw Dungtree meditating, and here we go, Rayware Weavers with the boss!
Yeah, we're talking about no structures down on the side of Cognitive. That is going to change very quickly. Timing out the summon of the Web Weavers with a boss here in the top lane, but Cognitive is marching down the bottom lane, trying to pressure this keep.
They're gonna try and trade here. Can they get the keep? Iacona is here as well. 3 members. Bananas were being thrown out. That's pretty tasty. C9 Fan, Caffeine, Dungtrain. All 3 of them are in this vicinity. The bottom's gonna happen. Hospital will try and trade. But Iacona will not run away. Silo as well. They get punished. This is my home, and you will not come in.
A risky play taking out this bottom keep, and they will pay dearly for it, losing these 2 heroes late into this matchup. Cloud9 is now so very close to level 20, and they still have those Web Weavers across the battleground.
But this is really smart from Cognitive, provided they don't lose anyone here in a defensive position. Glaurung as well as Jaina. That is the carrier, by the way, and Jaina. Both of them doing a lot of damage against the boss already, staving a lot of aggression, buying some time. But we got about 40 seconds before both Dejana as well as Brian respawns. They're probably going to lose the keep here. They may even lose this game.
I think they're going to end the game here. We have the waivers, we have the boss, and Cloud9 is sitting up 5 versus 3 in this matchup. They are looking for the throne.
Stomp talents also up for Cloud9. And oh my god, Leori goes down again. 60 seconds. Cloud9 is on Cloud9 right now. Glaurung jumps in, gets stopped by the boss. The boss stops the Glaurung, and the boss is also still plowing away. Where Weaver going down. IB slide buying some time, but it's not going to be effective. 2 seconds before Brightwing comes back. But Bananas still will not save this game. 8 seconds before Johanna. We got iDream. They're Super Saiyan mode and slamming away at the core dropping.